for the March 2011 series, and this is Unit 2, Stage 1 of the Foundation paper, the multiple choice section. Here we go. There's our formula page, which we'll need a little bit later for the area of trapezium. We're going to come back to that. Okay, but here's our first page of questions. So, here we go. Question number 1. It says, what is 5,391 rounded to the nearest hundred? Well, the hundreds digit is the 3. Okay, sorry, the 3 there. That's the hundreds digit, and you can see the next digit is a 9, so that rounds up. So the answer there is 5,400. Question number 2. What type of angle is marked P? You can quite clearly P is less than 90 degrees, so therefore it's an acute angle. And number 3 there, Zach buys a magazine for £2.95, he buys a coffee for £1.75. What's the total cost? You need to add those two together. Well, £2 and £1 is £3, and 95 and 75 is £1.70. So your final answer there is £4.70 when you add those two together. Next page. Right, question number 4. We've got a shaded shape drawn on the grid centimetres squares. You need to work out the perimeter of the shape, so you need to count the squares around the outside. The best way to do this is to mark them as you go. So we'll do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So the answer there is A. The perimeter is 16 centimetres. Moving on to question number 5. So here we go, the first even number is 2, so what's the 7th even number? So quite simply, you can just do 7 times 2, and that gives us 14 as the 7th even number. Question number 6. The value of the 6 in the number 3,671 is, okay, there's the 6 there. If you say it to yourself, 3,671, so you should be able to realise the answer there is 600. Okay, next page. Here we go. Question number 7. What number is shown by the arrow on that scale there? So we can see it's between 40 and 50. We can see the little increments go up in 1. This one in the middle here is 5. Okay, so count backwards 4 and 3. So that one there, the arrow is pointing to 43. Question number 8, and one of these statements is correct. Which one? So choose an A times tables. What's 7 times 8? The answer is 56. So 7 times 8 is 56. Question number 9. We've got a sequence of numbers. What's the next number in the sequence? So if we work out the rule first of all, so to go from one number to the next number, it looks like we're always adding 5 here. That's our rule. So 18 add 5 is 23. So the answer to number 9 is 23. Moving on to the next page. Question number 10. Only one of the lists contains the numbers in order of size. So if we go through them, so A, 0, then you go down to -1, then up to 2, so it's not A. B, you start with 5, you go down to -4, then back up to 2. So it's not B. C, you start with -1, you go down to -4, then you go back up positive to 0. So it's not C. D starts at 0, it goes down to -1, down again to -4, but then it goes up to 2, so it's not D, which means it must be E. Double check it. -4 that increases to -1, increases to 0, increases to 2, increases to 5. So the answer is E. Number 11. Ed has X sweets. He gives 5 of them to his friend Sylvie. What's the expression for the number of sweets Ed has now? Well, he started with X. And you take away 5, so the expression you're looking for there is X take away 5. And question number 12 there. What are the coordinates of point P? Well, start in the middle, go along the corridor first, across first, then we go up or down. So we go 3 to the right, and then we go 2 down, so it's 3 minus 2, so the answer there is E. Next question, question number 13. There we go. What's 0.23 as a fraction? The answer there is 23 over 100. 0.23 has 2 digits and 100 has 2 zeros. That's a nice easy way to remember that one. Question number 14 is a list of numbers. Which of these numbers are not factors of 24? So which of these numbers do not divide into 24? Which of these numbers do not fit into 24 exactly? Okay, well the answer there is 5 and 9. Those two numbers you cannot divide into 24. We can't divide 24 by those numbers exactly. Question number 15. We're told it's an isosceles triangle, which is really important, which means that these base angles are both the same. But if this top angle is 20, and we know the three angles in a triangle are up to 180, well 180 take away 20. Okay, I'll write this here quickly. 180 take away 20 is 160. So these two angles add up to 160 and they're the same. So what's 160 divided by 2? 80. So these two angles are 80 degrees. But we need to work out this angle x. It's on a straight line here. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So 180 take away 80 is 100. X is 100 degrees. Okay. Next page. And we're on question number 16. So what's 58.75 written correct to one significant figure? So well, significant means important, so the most important numbers are the ones at the front of the number. Tell us how big it is. So one significant figure, I'd like to see a bit bigger. So 58.75. So one significant figure, we're looking at this first number here. Okay, now the next number is an 8, which means that it rounds up to a 6. Okay, but now look at our number, it's 58.75, so our correct answer is going to be 60. Okay, not 6. Question number 17. Jade measured the width of her bedroom as 254 centimetres. What is 254 centimetres in metres? Okay, well there's 100 centimetres in a metre, so we need to divide this by 100. Okay, so if we're going from small to big, we divide. So 254 divided by 100, with the decimal point 2 places to the left, 2.54 metres. Question number 18. The nth term of the sequence, we're told, is 4n plus 1. The 10th term of the sequence is, so quite simply, substitute n for 10. So 4 times 10, and then add 1. 4 times 10 is 40, plus 1 is 41. And question 19, the cost of a magazine is £2.45. Josie buys a copy of the magazine each week for 52 weeks. What's the total cost? So you need to do £2.45 times 52. I think the best way to do this is if you round that to 2.5, or 2.5 times 52, that makes it a bit easier. So 252s, I'll do this down here, 252s are 104, and half of 52 is 26. Add them together, so our estimated final answer is 130, and 2.5 is a bit bigger than 2.45, so our answer is going to be a bit less than 130. So which of these is a bit less than 130? The answer is C. £127.40, or you could just work it out accurately, but just estimating it's quite a nice, easy way to do it. Moving on to question 20. Alright, so this is a trapezium because it's got one pair of parallel sides and there are 4 sides altogether. So going back to that formula on the front page, it tells you the area of the trapezium. Let's quickly go back to it. Okay. Here we go, there we go. So the area of the trapezium is a half a plus b, so you add together the parallel sides, you half your answer, and times it by the distance between them. Okay, so let's go back to our question. Here we go, let's put it again for you. So the area of this trapezium, so it's a half, we add together the parallel sides, so 6 and 30. Then you times the answer by the vertical height between them, which is 7. Okay, so 6 add 30 is 36. Half of 36 is 18. So 18 times 7, well 10 times 7 is 70. 8 times 7 is 56. Add them together is 126 centimetres squared. Question 21. Bit of algebra. So 6 pens, there are 12 pencils in a box. Ray buys X boxes of pens and Y boxes of pencils. So the pens are X, the pencils are Y. So 6 pens, so 6X, and he buys 12 pencils, so 12Y. So there's our formula, 6X plus 12Y. Moving on to the next question, question 22. Some 3D coordinates. So we're told point N has coordinates 4, 2, 3. So don't forget 3D coordinates are X, Y, then Z. Here we go. So we know the point N is we go 4 on the X-axis, then we go up 2 on the Y-axis, then we come out 3 on the Z-axis. Okay, we've got to find the coordinates of point P. There's point P. So point P doesn't go along the X-axis anywhere, so the first one's going to be 0. You can see point P is the same height as point N there. So it's the same second value or the same Y value, which is 2. And point P also comes out the same distance as point N. So it's the same Z value, which on this one is 3. So the answer there is 0, 2, 3. The answer there is C. Next question. Another sequences. So 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence. What's the nth term of the sequence? So the best way to do this is work out what the difference is every time. So it looks to me as though we're adding 4. So it goes up in 4s. So our nth term is going to start 4n. So that one can't be right, that one can't be right. Okay, and then we've got to work out what goes on the end. So the first term is 7. So substitute 1 for n. So 4 times 1 is 4. We've got to get to 7, so we need to add 3. Double check it with the second term. The second term is 11. So 4 times 2 is 8, and add 3 gets 11. So 4n plus 3 is our nth term. Question 24. So we need to work out the midpoint of 2 points. So R is minus 3, 1, S is 7 and 5. We've got to work out the midpoint of the line between R and S. Best way to do this is if you add the coordinates together. So minus 3, 1, and then we've got 7 and 5. If we add them together, 1 add 5 is 6, minus 3 plus 7 gets us 4. And then we divide this by 2. So half of 4 is 2, half of 6, is 3. So the final answer there is 2, 3. That would be the midpoint. And it looks about right, doesn't it? 2 across 3 is about the midpoint there. Okay, so add the coordinates together and then divide your answer by 2. Moving on to question 25, the last question. What's the lowest common multiple of 24 and 36? So what's the smallest number in the 24 times table and the 36 times table? So if you write the first few out, so 24, 2 24s are 48, and then add 24 again gets us 72. So that's 24, then that's the 24 times table. Now do the 36 times table. So 1 36 is 36, 2 36s is 72, and straight away we can see there our lowest common multiple is 72. And that's the end of the first bit.